Been around since the 80s and wasn't always cool, especially with the ladies. I was a damn fool. Dad was an alcoholic. Mama, she had to leave him. Grew up around the fighting, the fussing, cussing, and cheating. That's when I started breaking all of the rules. Selling drugs and robbing people. I was kicked out of school. I was a bad kid, tearing shit up. Sleeping on couches with 40 bottles and cigarette butts. The years go by and I got sick. Stage 4 lymphoma, how'd I get this shit? Lucky to be alive, so I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love by the waterfalls. I'm living that good life after all.
What's going on, believers? Guys, I hope you are believing like me that we are about to hit a big bull run and this entire market is about to get sent. Do you know how I know that? Saitama had a nice big pump today. So it didn't last very long, and it may end up not being too much of a big deal. When you look at the chart, what you see is an enormous run, considering you're going up about 700-800 points. So going from down here at 1100 all the way to 1900 before this three out of the last 4 candles have been some big red candles, and that's people taking profit. But you have to look at this and be encouraged. That candle wick is here on the bottom. You're getting a big hammer, and when you get the hammer formation and it's green, that means you've got a bullish pattern happening. So it looks like hopefully there's going to continue to be a pump. And because this is the OKEX market and trading is going to go live very shortly, I'm pretty sure it's like 2 hours from now. Since that's going to happen in about 2 hours, then I think that you're going to see a little bit more pump happening. Then you're going to start to see a little bit more pump happening. Then you're going to start to see some real pump happening. Now, problem is the same problem that I always tell you. The problem is there are a lot of unhappy people in Saitama right now. And until they get their piece, until they're able to make a decision on whether or not they feel whole or not, then you're still going to have a lot of people selling off. And that's what you experienced right here, was a big sell-off. But be encouraged that you got this big green candle over here. And even though right now it's minting a red candle, doesn't look like it's going to last. It looks like this will probably just move on, and it should keep moving a little bit up. I mean, at least for a couple more hours. Now, remember, as soon as this is launching, there's going to be some whales dumping, and you can't help that. The only thing you can do is make allowances for it and just know that it's coming. But just remember and keep the faith. You're going to be just fine. Terra, on the other hand, is down to 43.49. And you can see right here that as soon as that pump started over on Saitama, then that's when the people came over. And you've got a green candle chaser. Everybody wants to make some profit. Everybody wants to get in and get themselves set up in a good position to make themselves some profit. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. You don't like to see it coming from a product that you like, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, here's what matters. If those people make money, they're bringing back more into this product. So even if you feel bad right now because you're looking at a chart that you don't like in Terra, I wouldn't be too concerned about it because there's another big listing coming the 30th. Trading starts, so you're going to start to see a big run happening very short order, and that one is trading $2.7 billion a day. So I would think that this is going to be a pretty nice one. Then the next one, there's no release date yet on it. I think it was called BKEX. It has $2.4 billion per day. And then there's Probit, which has a volume, pretty low volume. I think it was around 200 million. So you're probably looking at that one as not being as big pop as the other two, but the other two are still coming, and that's a pretty good thing. So be happy that you got that moment. You're going to get more moments. Just give it a little patience. Pamp that down just a little bit. Volt also did a big correction today to 38.41. It had a nice run. It was leading up here in the 4,000s. A lot of people started a little cascade of sell-off. The reasons, in fairness, I've been wrapped up all day. I don't know the reason for the sell-off on on Volt, but I do know that a lot of people were unhappy because Voltoshi came out and he's talking about dropping 9 zeros, and people are getting hyped up. They're getting pumped up. They're getting. I think this is a miscalculation. I think this is the very first miscalculation for Volt. They said, "What about dropping 9 zeros?" Well, if you're dropping 9 zeros, then that's about a million% increase, and you're telling people there's a million% increase. But instead, what comes out is that we're dropping 9 integers off of our number, so that there's not going to be as many zeros. And nobody got in for that. Nobody got in to be told that the 9 zeros are being removed. We wanted to remove a zero, like take 7 zeros off and give us 100x, maybe with a catalyst or something like that. But what happened is we were told that they were going to drop 9 zeros off of the number. They're going to reduce the supply by 1 billion. And that was going to be the first misstep. That should not have happened the way that it did. So there's going to be a little sell-off. People are going to take their ball and go. They're going to look at it. And maybe they'll come back. There's still a game going on. There's still plenty of catalysts that will still continue to happen. But in order for the future to be bright, Volt, which, by the way, there is and I will just take a second here, and not to bore your day, but this was the article that was released yesterday. And it said, as most of you already know, we will be migrating our token to a new smart contract very soon after launching Volt. With a trendy supply in December, it turns out that a migration is an unavoidable process if we want to keep growing and especially reach the top we all aim for. Varying evolution and change is usually what gets you down. That's why we're more than ever ready to face this challenge, especially knowing all the benefits it will bring to Volt for the months and years to come. One of the main changes that this migration will generate is a supply decrease, which will lead to a price increase of the Volt token, which will allow us to remove one of the main objectives of this migration, which is to remove 9 zeros/decimals of our current price. However, we would like to point out that the market cap and the USD value of your investment will remain unchanged. Now, from that point, and there's more to this, which the only part that's really going to apply here for people to understand is this allows them to get on central exchanges, which they were not able to get on before, and that the tax conversion, the development tax would sell 575 quintillion every time it reached 690 quintillion Volt. And we knew it was coming. You could see it. You could predict it. But in order to avoid these concerns and short-term scares, which people are starting to feel, and the more people you have in, the more people are going to cry. So we will divide the limit at which taxes are converted by 100. So that means that we're now looking at 69 quintillion will cause a sale of 57.5 quintillion. Won't be quintillion anymore, but you get the point. Burns, there's going to be significant burning that's going on. And we are now going to migrate over to a DAO. As always mentioned, one of Volt's long-term goals is to be governed by a community-managed DAO. We knew for a long time that when the move to a DAO would be considered, a migration of our token would be required, since the current smart contract does not allow to allocate treasury, marketing, and development taxes to a new address. Therefore, the migration we are going to do in the next few days already allows us to pave the way for this long-term goal. The new smart contract will allow to direct all the previously mentioned taxes to the wallets that will be governed by the community DAO when all the objectives of the current roadmap are reached. It goes without saying that we will provide you with all detailed instructions related to the migration in the coming days. There's a little more to it. You can read through it as you want to. It's on medium.com /@VoltEnu, and then go look at the most recent article and you'll be able to see that for yourself. But that's what's going on right now. I do think that for the first time, this was a misstep and a miscalculation. People did not want to lose 9 zeros. They wanted to see 9 zeros eaten, and we know that's not logical. We know that's not reasonable, but we did think that there was going to be something a little more in between that we were going to see. So consider this a misstep, consider it a minor misstep, and let's move on from that. One down. And that's not bad for what is now about a 4-month window. And this is a very minor sort of miscalculation. So I feel pretty good. Nothing really changed how I felt. So I'm still in good shape. Now, going over to DCN Studios, we saw something yesterday, which was a big drawdown, not something that you want to see. This big sale over here. Now, we were told by Donovan that this was a necessary correction that he had to make on the contract. And you can see right here, there were 3 buys of 1 ETH, and then he sold 2 ETH, and then he sold 4 ETH. And then you see over here, 1, 2, a little bit later, you see, well, shit. 1, 2, yeah, there we go. So there's 1 buy, 2 buys, 3 buys, 4 buys, 5 buys. And then there is another one mixed in here, 6 buys. There we go. So there's 6 buys that doesn't cover the exact amount, but it covers very close to the exact amount that we were talking about that he was trying to fix. And he said that he had to do that because there's something to do with the way the liquidity was working, that they had to do this in order to pump and dump the tokens and then buy them back in, that would fix whatever the issue was. We take it at his word. He hasn't steered us wrong in anything yet, so no reason to be concerned. Moving on to Hex. Hex is, even though it's trading up today, it's down a little bit from when we had this conversation before. It was trading at 16 cents. Now it's down to 15.6. Still a very fine number. Still a pretty good place, but you want to see this thing keep going, keep rising, keep going. Basically, this is the best staking mechanism on the planet right now. 90 billion market cap. This should be in the top 10 on coin market cap. It is not, because Binance is doing an effective job of deliberately keeping it down. So let's move on from there. But let's remember, this is your best staking mechanism. This is the one that's giving you your best yield and return right now. Shiba Doge. Shiba Doge, if you're looking at it, now remember, our market is in a weird place right now. It's got an odd position, and in that case, we are in what you can see here amounts to a breakout, but it hasn't been sustained. It's going to keep breaking, and we're going to keep seeing this move to the upside. I hope you went and saw my video on the channel today. I had a whole bunch of Shiba Inus with me, and they were kind of cute. It was just a background, but it's going to keep moving Shiba Doge to the upside because there are catalysts coming. Now, the space charity event that we were talking about before that I keep mentioning will have 4 other tokens, all valued or at one time valued at over $1 billion, partnering with Shiba Doge for this event. Shiba Doge's current market cap is $69 million. I feel like they're in the company of people who understand something, that know something, and I feel like this thing is going to pump to an astronomical level. This is going to be one of those catalysts that will help this thing along to a great extent. And there was an AMA at 6:30 today. I was on the road, so I was not able to participate. I'm going to read up on it later if you want to read up on it, or go listen to it. It is available in their Telegram as we speak. And moving on. Saitama. Saitama, as you know, it's a store that allows you to stake and go accumulate more Saitama and more Shibnobi, trading at 45. Let's just, not a good day, and we'll leave it at that, down 6%. But hey, you know what? It's still a staking mechanism, and that makes it a pretty good proposition. Pongo is at 67.72. A little sell down up here from this top up here at 76, because for some reason people need 0.2 ETH. I don't even understand why somebody's selling 0.02 ETH. Is that even a thing? No matter what the price is, like it's just it's odd. It's odd when you see something like that. Remember, Pongo has a very low market cap, and when you see these things happening over here, especially with a nice run up, then you tend to just like, what are you doing? But here's what's happening over here. I'm sure if I were to go in here and if I were to look at these, and I am sure that people are chasing the green candle, and they're probably chasing Saitama because Saitama has that big green candle, and those are the people that get wrecked. They're not going to be with us at the end. So I waste my time when I talk about them, but I want everybody to succeed. So now we're going to flip back over and let's get into chat and see what's going on over here. What's going on tonight, everyone? Still bullish on Saitama or more profit taking? I do not think that Saitama is going to maintain for much longer, although I hope that it accumulates, because this is a very big win for them, and it's a win that they did not have this was needed. This was a very needed win for this team. They absolutely had to have this. It does put the market cap around 800 million, I think, at this point, around 800 million at this point. So that's a much better sign than where they were before. So like, I feel a whole lot better. Maybe it's 750, somewhere like that. When we get a quick update here on one of the clicks, then we'll see it and it'll update the real market cap. But I mean, you got to feel good that at least something positive happened, because it has been so rare and it has been so few and so far between that you've seen good things happening out of these people. Logical learning. Hey, any update on BitchUFi? BitchUFi is dead. It's still going to be dead. You asked me this yesterday. There's nothing I can do about it. They told us that they were moving over to, I think the Matic. No, they were moving over to Phantom, and they did not move over to Phantom. So just a Moonbag of Volt. Me too. I'm not happy. I'm not real happy with the way that they announced it. I am doing well. I'm not happy with the way that they announced Volt. I wanted to reach out today and tell them, like, guys, this is a mistake the way you're announcing it. But I mean, it just kind of has to play out. It's their token. They got to play it their way. I just felt like there was a better way to do this and go through the process, and they chose their path. They chose this way to do it, and it's causing a little bit of a sell-off, which is okay when you have a good game coming out and a good product. So you have both. This is just, to me, it's a little bit of a misstep. Volt 2 coming. I can't wait for it to happen so that we can get past it right now. Hey, Bleeves sitting here. Hey, man, I appreciate that. I don't see why Lily was so fast to add liquidity, and Saitama is still in the dark with the community. Okay, so just so everybody knows, I am in conversations right now with Lily Finance about doing some coverage for them. I do hope that comes to pass. They are making a lot of smart moves. They're doing a lot of things, being very careful with the way that they're communicating with people. And before they are announcing anything, they're making sure that they have something solid. So I appreciate that. What's up, man? What's up, Bleeves? Thank you for all you do. Kongtama chart looks like a great entry point. Yeah, you know what? Matter of fact, I did look at that a couple of hours ago, and I thought the same thing. Yeah, like and subscribe, please. Help me out here. CVC is going to be a beast. CVC is going to be a beast. Thank you for joining, Scott, new member. Matter of fact, you know what? I had an intention on doing something, and I didn't do that. Guys, going forward, this is going to be a subscriber-only chat. So just be warned, when we go forward on this, we're going to set this for subscriber only for the chat mechanism. So I don't want you to not chat or anything like that. But I do want you to become a member if you're doing that, because, I mean, why not? If you're not following me, it's okay. But I want to talk to the people who are following me, not the people who are just coming in here to yell at me about it. So if you don't mind that, I will set that up very soon, and they'll be doing that way going forward. So I don't think it's any big deal, but just want to let you guys know. Hopefully it doesn't end up like Safe Moon. I don't think so. I think we're fine. What's going on? Big news coming for Terra next week. Yes, there is big news coming for Terra. And by the way, if you haven't seen it now, even though they haven't really pulled it up, there is Terra Pool that's coming, and it's going to be a launch pad for new crypto to come through and go into the Terareum ecosystem. They won't be pairing up with Terareum, but they will be preparing themselves and setting themselves up for launch through that launch pad to make it easier. And guys, one of the most successful launches that you've seen in recent memory was Terra, for such a big launch, that is to say. So that was one of the best launches that you've seen in a while. So I think that maybe you should pay attention to that. And this is going to be a good move for them. Robo Inu to the moon. You got that right. I do believe that is going to make a big move pretty soon. I am talking to V, by the way, so I should hear back something from her. She reached out to me maybe yesterday, and we're communicating about some new content for Robo Saitanobi. I'm still in Saitanobi. Any update on Shiba Inu Yacht Club? I'm not sure what's going on with the Yacht Club, man. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see how it plays out. Like, I'm interested. I put $1,000 in just because I thought, you know what, just in the worst case scenario, I don't mind if it gets rugged or something like that. I mean, you know what, I'm taking a shot here anyway, right? If it does pay off, then good. If it doesn't, You have to agree penises are bigger than apples. It depends on the apple, I suppose. Good evening. Any thoughts on Klee? I'm not a fan of Klee Kai. Listen, I think that they put out the cheapest, weakest game possible, and I don't think they did themselves any services. If they come out with something better than that runner game that they had, then that's going to be awesome. What's up, Giant Wookie? What's going on, Sam? Don't start negative talk about Saitama. Don't tell me what to do. You're back here because we let you back in here. Don't be that person. And we've been nothing but positive about Saitama because we all want to see Saitama succeed. We just want to see them succeed by doing stuff and not by getting lucky or anything like that. We want to see a working side of mass. We want to see all the stuff working. Thoughts on Volt migration? I think I just told you. I hope that I answered your question with that. I'm not a big fan of the way that they announced everything. I don't think telling people that we're going to do this with 9 zeros and then coming out a little bit later and saying, oh yeah, by the way, the reason we're losing 9 zeros is because we're taking 9 zeros away is the way to pump people up. And I think that the price on Volt right now is reflective of that. And I think that people were a little bit upset because they thought that at least there was going to be a zero dropped, that Voltoshi was talking about something like some kind of deal, some kind of catalyst or something like that. So that was a little bit of a letdown. So take that for what you will. CVC, I think so my personal opinion on CVC is that it's going to be a monster, that it's going to have a nice big run, that a lot of people want this thing to succeed. And I think that it's going to have a big opening day. And then I think the next couple of days, it's just going to have a nice run. However, a lot of people that I do know also are questioning right now whether or not it has longevity and stuff like that. And it's fair questions. I don't think that I agree with them, but they do have those questions. So it's important to at least acknowledge and recognize that they do have those questions and deal with them that way. A lot of people are going to sell on Saitama because they're trying to make back the money they've been losing. That is exactly correct. But it's okay if you're continuing to get new investors. If you continue to get people who are faithful to this product like Exelon, then you're going to be in good shape because you're going to replace the old investor with a new investor. Now that is sideways action, and you don't want to see sideways action at this point. You want to see this thing break through because it's not going to sit at 1600. I can tell you that right now. There's not just sitting there at 1600 level for Saitama. They have to start busting through, and they need to start pushing and pushing and pushing for it to be a thing. So hopefully they will keep the pressure on. And if you get a good push, like what they really need right now is they need a couple of whales to come in and just start making some big buys. They could get somebody to come in out of nowhere, start making some big buys, and people will be, instead of I'm selling as soon as it gets to 2000, they'll be like, wait a minute, this is starting to pump. This is, maybe I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer. So that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to get people to do that. But there are a lot of sell orders, I'm sure, that are in at a lot of different prices. I'm sure those sell orders kicked in at 1800, cascaded way back down, and now here we are. And as soon as we get to 1900, it's going to be maybe a few more sell orders, but there's going to be a lot of sell orders at that 2000 level. So, I mean, you do what you can with it. Hi, Bleeves. How will the migration for Volt work if your coins are in a cold wallet? I know you're gonna have to take them off of the cold wallet, and you're gonna have to put them onto into your DeFi wallet, and then you're going to have to do the swap. Voltoshi has one of the, and you can go read that article that I was just reading. It's on medium.com/@VoltInu. You can go read the article over there, and it will tell you everything that you need to know. Matter of fact, I will go ahead and post that in this chat. Give me 1 second here. That way you guys can read it for yourselves and figure out what you want to do. But it actually explains what the migration process is going to be, and it is now in the chat. Moving on. All right, you deserve more for what you do for the community. Unfortunately, this time the world truth will always be better. You know what, man? I appreciate that. Doing shills, doing stuff like that allows me to have these honest moments like this. So I appreciate what I'm doing. I am very thankful and blessed for what I'm doing right now, and I hope that it continues. So I appreciate you. Hello, Bleeves. What's your thoughts on Cheem's Inu? I don't have any thoughts on Cheem's Inu because I have not been contacted by them in order to care about it. So the way it works for me is I only have so many hours of my day. I can't look up every token. I can't look out and figure out every contract. So I need people who want me to be involved, come get me involved, and then I will take my time, and then I will be involved in the whole thing, and then we'll know from there. Any thoughts on Klee? I just told you what I thought on Klee. What's going on, man? Members only or subscriber? It's subscriber only. It's not going to be. It's not a members one. It's just going to be subscribers only. But there's plenty of people that come through here that don't subscribe, and it's going to slow down chat a little bit so that we're only chatting with other subscribers, and that will free up a lot of some of the questions that come over and over and over again from people popping in, and they'll take the opportunity to subscribe if they want the content and get notified with the bell, etc., etc. What multiplier do you think CVC will do on launch? 10x? I don't think it's going to. I think Keith wanted it to be as fair launch as possible. So I believe that what he's looking to do is make it about a 9 million market cap, because it may be up to 10 right now, but if you take 1,500 times 3,000, then that's 4.5 million, and it's about 3,300 right now. So that's about 4.95 million, and 4.95 when you wrap it with ETH makes it 9.9 million. So I would imagine that we're going to launch with about a 10 million market cap, and then I think it's just going to take off running from there. Did you get any trillions in realty? I like I said, I did not trust what was going on. I was not going to invest. I was going to invest in the dip later on Cider Realty. I'm still going to take a shot at Cider Realty. I just was not going to do it on the first day because they got to get some stuff right first before I'm just going to start throwing money back into them for extra stuff other than what I'm already holding. And I don't really want to give up my bag because I still feel like I'm better off holding on to Saitama, if that makes sense, rather than switching it over to Cider Realty, because I don't know that that's going to be a long-term play. It sounds great because it's merging real estate with crypto. Sounds awesome, but I really would like to see it play out, and I would like to see some dividends or something like that. Maybe I'm going to try it a dip when they get a good launch, but it's not going to be for very much. Any idea why Shibnobi pumping up even though it has tons of good catalysts? Yeah, because the money, let me save this for just a minute, Elton, and we'll talk about this. If Volt moving to version 2 and changing their supply gets us closer to tier 1 decks such as Coinbase, etc., then it's a win. It's exactly a win. That is exactly right. It is a win. Problem with that win is that it's not the. It should have had. It should have had. It shouldn't have been like kind of in the dark. It's really. If you're dropping 9 zeros, then you don't celebrate it like you're dropping 9 zeros. You just tell people we're going to remove a billion from it, so it's going to drop 9 zeros off. For a bunch of days, they had people thinking, "Oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. We're going to drop some zeros, and then we're going to drop some other zeros because we've got all this crazy stuff happening." That's not really the same thing. So I didn't like that. Didn't like where it was. There's a $20 bomb in here. Ricky Bobby, hey man, I love your driving. Believes after relaunch, let's take Shiba to the moon so I can retire. You goddamn right, man. I absolutely can't wait to see Shiba get relaunched. I've been playing it, by the way, trying to accumulate some more just because I'm cheap and trying to do it on the cheap end. But yeah, man, like, you know what? As a matter of fact, I do have, and I should reach out to Shiba and see if they want to partner with somebody else that I know. Thanks for all the love in Pongo. Hey, man, love Pongo. Absolutely. Now moving along here a little bit. So, sup, Bleeves, minted 3 Wagmi NFTs, ready to battle you, bro. Dude, you might as well. You're gonna die. You're going down. I can't wait. I was talking to the people in chat earlier. We have a private chat for me, Scott, and some other people for Wagmi, some of the developers, and I was like, "Hey, man, because I was trying to use my Wagmi NFTs as my Twitter profile." And because I have like the professional account or whatever it is, they allow you to do it. So I was trying to put it in there and they won't let me because of course the reveal isn't until tomorrow. So we don't know the stats. We don't know anything that it has, but I was like, man, if you guys would have posted it though, and they were like, why are you trying to do it today? And I'm like, I don't know, just in case you guys screwed up. Yeah, as soon as that reveal happens, I'm gonna make that my thing. Sam Chase, Salmon Hand. Whoa. All right, so we got the Sapiens are in the house. Come on, man, don't spam Don't spam the same thing over and over again. I appreciate you guys being in here. I want you to be in here because I like your token, but don't do that. Just give me one shout out per person, something like that. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I definitely like Seifu Ape. Are you mooning right now? Where are we at? Pablo always makes me throw in on every DGen play. So let's see where Sape is right now. Oh shit. I'm in over here. So goddamn, I need to check my wallet. You guys are on fire. God damn. Ooh, I'm gonna have to call and thank Pablo for this one. Kick ass, guys. You guys are getting it done. Blue chips on fire. I saw the wobble last week. Yeah, you know, they really are. Like, where is boom, 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 boom. And it's still moving. 3384 on Ethereum, and it's got that little curl at the end, but we've got almost up 1% in the last hour, so it's pushing back up. Bitcoin's at 47.5. My other one, Polygon, is down to 169. It was up to 173 earlier today. I was feeling really good about that. And my Cardano was at 120, and it's still at 120. So it's idling a little sideways in the last few hours. But yeah, some of these blue chips are making a lot of headway. Did you guys see, by the way, what the hell was it? Yeah, Cardano. Cardano is up 31%, which is just like, I mean, it's Cardano. So, wow. And then Zaliqua, people were asking me about this last night, and I felt like, you know, it's really kind of tough because you've already been in it. Like, the money's already been made to the point where the best you can hope for at this point is maybe double, triple, quadruple. You're not going to get that big 10, 15, 20x off of it right now. You might get it in the next bull run, but right now it's just a little bit high. So I missed out on that one. But haven't missed out on Cardano. Still waiting for a moment out of them to do something. It's 38 billion market cap. Like, I keep thinking that, you know, the market cap on Cardano at some point is going to be up here closer to Ethereum because it's still such a great network and inexpensive. As soon as they get this thing working right, I think it's just going to start going. So it would definitely be a good one to have. Let's go to CoinViewCap and let's see that. 47,541 on Bitcoin. Ethereum is up to 3390. He's getting his data from CoinMarketCap, by the way. I was just checking out CoinGecko. So you can see, maybe I should protest because Brad's over there bragging that he knows what they're doing tomorrow. I don't know what they're doing tomorrow. So he didn't tell me. I didn't get the insider tip. So maybe we should play hard to get with him. But yeah, man, these blue chips are having a really good run, like a really good run this past week. You want to see this happen all the time. You want to see those nice big increases. It's unfortunately just can't do it all of the time. But let's get back over here. Check out Saitama once again. Make sure, is it moving up any? 1616. So it's still kind of idling sideways. There's now a fight going on. It minted a red candle again. So 3 of the last 4 candles have been red. It's on a green one right now, but we're only 4 minutes in. You don't want to see that. Like, you really want to see, you want to see it keep going green, or at best, you did see this, by the way. But this is big right here. This is a bullish signal when you get a hammer, by the way. And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about when I say a hammer, then, you know, stop me and let me know. And then we'll get back on that. But what do you got here? I bought my first Wagmi bag on that little dip earlier today. That's not actually a little dip, man. You're in at the top. They are. I can't wait. We're minting tomorrow. We're getting the reveal tomorrow for all of them. And I really, man, I swear to God, I just want one with a big mohawk. That's going to be awesome. Retrogression, guys. Retrogression is going to be a big thing, man. I really like the dark atmosphere that Anthony Hayes prefers in his stuff. So I really hope that this is going to be something that he does. It's real sci-fi. Kind of felt like Blade Runner was what he was shooting for in that kind of fashion. Not the same storyline, but felt like that's what he was aiming for. And I'm deep into that. And his partner Daniel, I'm still talking to them about doing something. I may be doing something with them. We'll see. I appreciate you, Dan. Did you hear CVC token 250 billion for 1 ETH for pre-sale? Yeah, I did hear that. The maximum was 5 ETH on the buy-in, so the maximum that you could have is 1.25 trillion tokens on any one bag, and there was a 1% limit on whales, so that's a pretty good thing. However, there's going to be a lot of people dumping on that pre-sale. So, I mean, it might be a little struggle. I'm going to be interested to see whether or not people hold on like they did with Terra for a couple hours, or whether they just toss it. Retrogression, yes. Are you in AVAX? I am in AVAX. I'm in AVAX. I'm in Crow. I'm in Cardano, and I'm in oh my god, AVAX, Cardano, Crow, and what the fuck is the other one that I'm staring at all the time? Polygon. And I'm in Polygon, just waiting for one of those things to pop. When will Helsing Inu pump? I think I got to release the game. Like, I think you really, you got to see the game, or you got to get more exposure on the game being released. There's still a little ways to go before we're going to see something there. Plus, ADA has interest as well as others. Celebrity owns token. Yeah, yeah, buddy, I know, man. Anthony Hayes is so there's a thing that Anthony Hayes is doing that I'm familiar with, and that's all I can say. I can't say more. People keep coming in talking about retrogression, and I'm familiar with it, but I can't say anything yet. Hey, Bleeves, come over. If you're talking about retrogression, then yeah, if you want me to come over to your house, I got shit to do, man. I can't make it. Stop spamming, Ank it. There we go. What about Terrarium? So Terrarium is just going, it's just on a downtrend right now because people are chasing a green candle. And when you have that right now, so here's what you're seeing right now with Terrarium. You're seeing people, and I'm actually showing you what's going on with Terrarium right now by showing you Saitama. Here's what Saitama started this pump around this point right here. This is March 27, around 3-4 o'clock. You see this pump just started. So March 27, around 3 o'clock. What did you see over in Terrarium? Let's see, March 27. Here we go. Around 3 o'clock. Here we go. Right here. That's literally when you minted the first red candle in a long time. Then it traded a little sideways, went up just a little bit, and then all of a sudden it started spiking down. And you can go back here and you can look and you can see that at 3 o'clock, Saitama started its little run right over here, and then it went kind of sideways for a little while. Same thing that Terra did, and then boom, then it started to make big moves. So what was happening is they were chasing the pump of that OKX listing. That's all. Now that this is happening for a little while, people are going to get frustrated. These people down here are the ones that are going to be rich anyway. So they're waiting on that pump, and they're waiting for just a little bit longer, and the trading's going to be active. And when the trading's active, they're going to dump, and then they're going to come back in, and you're going to start to see Terra start to make a run because people are just moving back and forth. And if you remember, if anybody paid attention to that, and you see here Terra starting to get just a little bit of a green candle. It's got 2 in a row, not huge, but 2 green candles to start it off. And one of the things about this is you see this with Shinja and Saitama. Now you're seeing this with Terra and Saitama. When people break off and they go do their own thing, then this is the consequence of it, I guess, is the word. You have this period of time where the money's going to move back and forth between the products. It eventually will uncouple because there's no reason for it to stay coupled. It uncoupled from Shinja. Terra will uncouple from Saitama. A lot of the hatred, a lot of the anger, a lot of the residual stuff that some of the Saitama people were just kind of in denial about because of the things that were happening to the people who were exiting the product. A lot of those things fell on deaf ears, and they didn't understand that they were the ones that were doing this. And now that they're having some success, it's easier for them to accept, you know what? Yeah, we did kind of screw that up. Let's move on. And Terra's ready to move on. Everybody else, I think, is ready to move on. So now from here, I think we just move on. So That's the way I see it anyway. What do you guys think? I skipped so I can watch live. Terra seems to be recovering a bit, but I think Saitama is going to fizzle. Saitama's not. I don't think it's going to fizzle. I think it's just going to struggle. It's not going to. I don't think it's going to be horrible. It's just tough. I am always right. You got that right, man. Dark Crypto teased their NFTs this morning on the Crow Network, and that's a very good thing. That's a very bullish sort of signal. However, I mean, we got to see some things happening over there a little bit more on Crow, because Crow seems kind of stale and it's been struggling just a little bit. Like, their move has not been what everybody was kind of expecting. I mean, a lot of people think that just because it's got the name crypto.com, that Crow is going to just go crazy. And this upward movement looks great on a chart over here, and it's up 20% on the week. But I mean, while the other tokens over here are making some good gains all the way up and down here, this is still just kind of behind. It seems like it's an afterthought. It really hasn't had its moment yet. When it does have its moment, though, I mean, you can bet that it's going to be like the third ranked crypto. So I think most of us are just kind of gambling here that Crow is going to go at some point just 10x from where it is right now and just pop way up here. So we may not see it in this cycle, but we will see it happen. It just might not be ready yet. The hammer means Thor is about ready to show up and vanquish our enemies. We get it. Maybe so, man. Maybe so. What is up with the Volt migration? Just moving to a lower supply. That's all it is. You see Russ's latest tweet. You think they were fixing the arbitrage issue? Yeah, I mean, I think I disagree with most people who think that they're trying to get ripped, that he's trying to rip them off. Like, I don't think you've ever seen me say anything other than you should be nervous because in 40 days the liquidity is going to be unlocked. You should be nervous because of that. I've never told anybody just get out and get away from Saitama. But if you're here to make money, then there are much better products right now that make you and earn you more money. So you should at least be playing a side bag, especially if you want to accumulate more Saitama on dips. Like, it's a perfect opportunity to continue doing that. Can I pull up the Wagmi chart? I can certainly pull up the Wagmi chart. And bang. Oh, God damn it. I keep it on my phone. I have so many different cryptos that I'm tracking from so many different places that I keep half on my phone and half over here. We are looking right now at 64.54. That's about sideways from a little bit earlier. That pump was up to 67.47. As a matter of fact, we're almost at that all-time high again. Like, that all-time high is right over here on this big candle here. So we're about to hit another all-time high if we can just get a little bit more sentiment behind it. But we're up to 1,444 holders. And, oh, man, this is just one of those things where you know that you're in on the ground floor of a really kick-ass sort of project. And it's just a matter of time before it starts to blow. I feel like I'm on that. I feel like I have like 10 of those right now. Wagmi is a big project. I love the trailer of the game, but I think invest in the position is late. At this price, you're probably a little bit late. I would wait for a dip. If you don't see a dip, then YOLO. Why do people keep trading Terra for Saitama? Because Saitama is on a pump. The people that are going in there for the pump are going to come back into Terra and cause it to pump too. But remember, there's whales down at the bottom that set themselves, and they're the ones that are dictating what's happening, and they're going to move over from one side to the other, and they're going to make this thing happen. How do you feel about Bitgert? I don't even know what we're talking about. What is Bitgert? God damn it. That's the new blockchain. Okay, Bitgert is the next Solana, said to be an avalanche killer, says crypto community. Well, that's bullshit. So, B-Rise, I got you. Sorry, man. I have a young lady on Twitter who is constantly reminding me that I need to be invested in B-Rise, but I have not been involved in it so far. So maybe now is the time for me to take a look. Do I think that Terra will eventually pass Saitama? Listen, Terra almost passed Saitama a couple of days ago on that Binance run, and I don't want to rely on that Binance run because that was that could have been handled 100 times better than it was, and it shouldn't have created that situation, but it did, and at that point, Terra was poised until people started questioning it. Excuse me. Until people started questioning it, it was set to pass Saitama, which would have been crazy. And that's just a testament to how many big whales there are still in this project, Terra, as opposed to Saitama. So that's kind of the reason why the number was like that. But like, it's crazy to think that that would have happened with 10,000 holders versus their 357,000, I think, current holders. New exchanges don't seem to help with these micro tokens. I've always seen a dump more than a pump. Now, I don't know how you're playing these, and I don't know what it is that you're seeing or when you're seeing it, because like and it's different for each token, of course, because the let me give you an example here. Shiba Doge. Shiba Doge was getting listed on Bitmart, and when it got listed on Bitmart, the pump on it was like, I got to zoom out here for just a second here. So when we got into Shiba Doge, it was right here. The announcement was they were being listed on Bitmart, and it went all the way up here just based on Bitmart. Now, Bitmart then said it was going to take a while for them to get the listing done and that they would have to notify them a little bit later. So then it cascaded back down and it started channel in here. The actual listing ended up being right here, and you see this little pump. So you didn't get the big pump that you were looking for on Shiba Doge, but you actually did get the big pump because of Bitmart right here. Now, if you go look at Terra and you look down the chart at Terra, right away you see here, this was their first listing. Remember, there's 4 listings. This was their first listing. This was their second listing. This was their third listing. This was the 4th fake listing. Then this was the actual 4th listing right here. And it didn't have an effect right. It didn't have an effect right there. Well, actually, it was like right around in here, but it wasn't having that effect because of the fallout of the Binance thing. So if you didn't see a pump off of it, that would be the reason why. But trading is now enabled, and you saw a little run up over that for right there. And now on the 30th, you're going to see another one as it starts to spike back upwards. So people are just chasing. The reason that needles move, in this right now is because of that. It's because of exchanges. So, hey guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Matter of fact, let's hit that banner. Booyah. Evidence suggests it makes you more attractive to people. So make sure you hit that like button. Otherwise, you might just be an uggo. Have my Volt in Coinbase wallet. Will they migrate automatically, or will I have to do it? You will have to do it. Pongo. Yep, we are waiting for Pongo. There's some stuff coming up with Mike. The announcement that I gave you the other day is just the first of several announcements, but they're all going to take place over the next couple of days as opposed to all at once. When selling on Uniswap, do you swap for ETH or USDC? That depends on the token. Generally, I swap for ETH because if you swap for USDC, you're making 2 transactions and they charge you just a little bit more. But I like to hold on to it for just a little while on the ETH just to see if it goes up or anything. So we'll see. Cody is a good Cardano coin as well. I think so too. Matter of fact, I don't know much about it, but I do know that it was one of the first that was going to be listed. So yeah, I was good with that. CVC, I think it's going to blow up. I'm just not sure how bad it's going to blow up. Like there's still some questions over how much support it has to do that. And I'm skipping through a few of these here. I believe Saitama is a curse. I lost 90% of my capital on Saitama. Then I moved to Terra. Starts as FUD and shit behavior. It's a curse, man. Do the 5. Hey, man, listen, play dips better. If you're moving back and forth, it's fine. But remember, you're paying 7 to 9% tax in and out. So you gotta get a 20% move on Terra. I don't know what your bag is. I don't know what your bag weighs. But if you're in on Terra, and if you get into Terra today at 46, shit. No, I don't even know what the number is. If you get in today, right now at 44, then you have to get a 20% out before you are going to go in and out and make any profit. And then at that point, you're only going to make 2%. So 20% on top of where you are right here, that's 88 added on to that. So that means you need to be about 53 from a 44. So you have to be at about a 53 in order to be into profit. Plus, you also have to pay for gas and stuff like that. So you need to allow this to sit for a longer period of time when you're playing this high tax game. Otherwise, you're just always going to lose, and you're not going to notice it. You're just going to get it eaten up by taxes. So set your money in, set it for a long play, and I'll tell you what. I'll put it to you this way. I put in 30,000 in Terra, and I put it in at 41.16. So I'm sitting at 41.16. In order for my 30,000 to become anything like more than what I need is for it to hit 41 times 20%, which is 82. So I need it to hit 41, 49, 22, and I'll break even, but I would still be out because I'm paying the fees. So I needed to hit maybe 55, 56, 57 for me to realize a reasonable profit, because I have about a little over 6 trillion tokens. So each point that it gives me is worth an extra $600. So if I get to, and I know this might be, some of you guys might be not nerding out on math like I do, but every point that I get here from 44 to 45 is $600. From 45 to 46 is another $600, because I have 6 trillion tokens. It's just the way the math works. So if I get to say 5,000, then I'm barely break even, but I'm getting $600 for every single one of the additional numbers that I get. So if I get up to 5,600, then it's going to be 600 times the difference between 56 and 5, which is 600. So it's going to be 6 times 6. It'd be 3,600. And I hope that makes sense. I hope you understood what I'm talking about there. But that's the way I look at these numbers. When I make enough money off of it, then I'm good to go. So what I want to see is, and I put this right here. These are going to be the next couple of, and they're going to play out a little bit longer. I didn't put them in the right spots, but I thought that this was going to get us a little closer to where we needed to be. The trading is going to start over here, 28. This could be 29. Yeah, so the trading's going to start like right over here. This will probably touch around here. Then we'll see it go from 54 up to 78, maybe. And that'll be the run for this next exchange. And then after that exchange, we've got this next one, and then this one right here. This one's going to be a little bit smaller over here. But then that's going to get us, I mean, if that gets us to 9,000, imagine from 5,000 to 9,000 is 42. So 42 times 6 is 24. So I'd make roughly $24,000 off of that play right there. And again, hope that makes sense to you. And you understand what I'm saying and how I'm giving you those numbers, so that it's easy to figure out. You just have to put your pen to paper and do that stuff. Volt game makes me want to break things. I swear to God, man, it pisses me off. I was sitting in my office this morning at like 5 a.m. playing this goddamn game, just trying to get through it, just so I could get up into that top 50 so I can get money back for it. Saitama is not a rug pull, but with no liquidity and limited servers, nothing will change in my opinion. There are some problems. They're going to work through the problems. I mean, you know, these guys will figure something out. They're not figuring out they're not optimal right now, but they will be. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Saitama turned me off when the devs and community ripped on the Ethereum creator, Beast with Shinja. Yeah, they've done themselves no favors, but I still think that they've got some legs left with the transfer. Wait to Volt. Can I buy some now, or should I wait? Dude, this is a tough call for me right now, because I want everybody to be invested in Volt, because I don't want you to miss the moonshot when the moonshot happens. But I would kind of just sit here right now and see how this plays out. Remember what I said earlier. What I said earlier was this is people being a little bit unhappy with finding out that they're losing 9 zeros because of the migration, and not because of some catalyst, and because the messaging wasn't on point. And it could have just been a little bit better on how they revealed that. So that's a little sell down here, a little sideways action. You don't want to see that in a bull market, but this is meme coins, so nobody's in meme coins right now. All the oxygen is being sucked out of meme coins, and it's going into all the blue chip stocks, all the blue chip cryptos right now. So that top 100 is having a good run right now, and that's where the money's going. So just remember that it'll all come back here. What I miss about Terra, you didn't really miss anything, just that the money's coming out and going into Saitama for that pump. When that thing stops pumping, which is already stopped, then you're going to see it come back here. I hit like 78 times, but I won't have it. Spot on with the fees. Keep this in mind, people. Yeah, you just got to pay attention to that. Bleeves, if you didn't get in the pre-sale for CVC on time, would you get in on launch day? Here's what I would do if that were me. I would put, I don't know what your bag is going to be, but let's just say that you're going to put in 1,000. I would put in 500 when it launches, just to see if it doubles. And if it doubles, I would take my 500 out, and then I would have whatever the difference is. I would just hold on to that as a bag. And then I would wait for the dip, because everything dips. And then when you got an opportunity to play the dip, then I would put the other 500 in. That would be exactly what I would do. And if nothing else, that would give you your 500 back. And if you want to, then you'll be able to put that $500 back in. So if that makes sense, you'd have 1,500 at that point. So just play it right, play it safe. But I do think it's going to have a run. It's gonna run. Dogger, free speech. I don't know about Dogger, and I don't know about free speech. I know that I'm entitled to free speech. I'm just not sure. Dogger is next Twitter. Okay, so I don't know what that is, but I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh well. Hi, Bleeves. Sandstorm said something about XRP winning the lawsuit. Do you know if it's true? No, so nobody knows for sure, but I mean, we all feel like this is a face saving. We're at the face saving portion, and you can see from the legal filings that are happening right now from the State Department, right, from the SEC, that they know that they've lost, that they have no ground, no legs to stand on here. They know that they have lost, so they're looking at technical reasons to keep this thing going and dragging out, and they're trying to run up fees, and they're trying to ask different questions. So just remember that when you're dealing with these guys, because they seriously are just a bunch of assholes that are trying to screw people over at this point, and they're trying to bring down investors who had nothing to do with what was going on at Ripple at that time. Goddamn 30,000! I can't wait to be able to do that. Motivate. Hey man, we're all gonna do that at one point. It's just keep your money safe, keep it in there. And I have 8 trillion, so I'm not a super whale. But I got in early for just a few bucks. So like I'm feeling really good about my position there. So no big deal. Dogger, okay. Other night you said swapping to tokens changed the last 2 numbers to 99 for any slippage to go through. What about the swapping back to E? Same thing. Just change it to 99 at the end. Sharky. Dude, Sharky had a nice run. What's up, buddy? Volt. Just waiting for... Hey, man, you got the list right here. Volt, Pongo, Sheeb, and Bobatama are all going to go crazy at some point. They're all going to have these big moments. Believe in you, bro. Oh, where's this man, Pongo and Phoenix? It's my right time to put money into this project. I think right now is a perfect time for Phoenix. There might be a little more dip on Pongo. I'm not sure yet. Pongo, if you go look at it, then you will see that it kind of has some tendencies. When it gets to this point, let's look at how the chart lined up for the last hour, see if there's any sort of support. See, it's still going down, and there's not a lot of trading, so you can see that on those when you look at that hour chart, then you can see that it spent a couple days just going. There's a lot of us there that are really faithful to it, and then there's just a bunch of little assholes that have just a couple of bucks in here. And like, I mean, look at what these guys are selling off for. Just understand, these guys are selling off for pennies. Half an ETH, that's an okay. I mean, like I wouldn't have a problem with anybody for selling off for a half ETH. If you made some profit, get in where you fit in, brother. But if you're trading for 0.02, like something's gone wrong in your life, and I'm sorry for your loss. But that's just kind of crazy. And you see a little bit of red here, and like this guy's probably saw a little bit of red, and Jesus fuck Christ. I don't even know what this guy did. You know what? I don't even care what this guy did, because he's 0.02. Like, that's just crazy. That's beyond bizarre for me. People selling 0.02 is just nuts. Anyway, so maybe it's a good opportunity to get in. But see up here, you see here, it always kind of comes back down, and you get that moment. But as you can see here, if you are taking like a hardcore look at Pongo, and you're looking at it kind of across and trying to catch like how it's trending, then like this trend line tells you that it's creating a higher floor every single time. Like it continues to just pump and pump and pump and pump. So it should maybe bounce around 52, maybe. Or it's just going to do like some of these do and just head straight back up. Pongo has a lot of people in it right now that are faithful holders. So everybody invest in Saitama. Let me take everything. Yeah, not Saitama, man. It's too much of a fight. That was a good move a couple hours ago. It was a really good move earlier this morning when it was 1,100 or 1,000. But you need more than that right now in order to keep going. Like we need to see just a little bit more for Saitama. Don't buy at the top of anything. And you can see right now, anybody who bought at 18 right now is even more pissed off at Saitama than they were before, because now it's down to 16 and it's struggling right there. And it's at 15. So now you're gonna be minting 4 red candles in the last 5 hours. That means that the pump is over, even though you had the hammer like this. And guys, when you see a hammer like this means that you're supposed to have some green candles. It cannot be understated how angry people are to get out right now. And you gotta weather those people to get to a better moment. You're just gonna have to weather those people. I forgot to answer why Shinja isn't pumping, even though it has many good catalysts. Shinja isn't pumping because it's tired. It's because the people, and I apologize, Elton. The issue is that there's only so much money in the market right now, and Shinja is just not that interesting. Like, people are running out of give a shit about Shinja, and I know that that's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, because a lot of people like Shinja and want Shinja to succeed, but just as many people don't give a shit about what's going on with Shinja. Dojo Swap. Dojo Swap is just kind of a copy of Uniswap with with their logos and stuff on it. It's nothing new. It's nothing revolutionary. It's just something that already existed with a different skin on it, and that's not going to make people come to it. Except the people who were already going to come to it anyway. So it's not a catalyst. The next catalyst is going to be an exchange, and you can't get on the exchange because you have a novelty token with how many zeros? Like 30 zeros still. You got to reduce your supply, and you got to get rid of some of the zeros so that you can get on the exchanges. The reason that you didn't get on the exchange before, after he had said that you were getting on the exchange, the reason you need to get on the exchange is because there's too many zeros. So you need a new contract. You got to make and the longer it takes for you to make the switch, and the longer it takes for Cliff to decide that that's what he's going to do, the more irrelevant Shinja becomes in the market. And if you pay attention to what we're all saying, like, we all like Shinja, we're all Shinja holders, but Shinja right now is not moving anybody's needle. Nobody new cares about Shinja. You got to do something about that. Keep the good work. Hey, appreciate that, man. I just got a YouTube recommendation from Ryan Patrick talking about turning on your man. What's that all about? What? Not Bert's daddy. What are you talking about? I just got a YouTube recommendation from Ryan Patrick talking about turning on your man. I like Ryan. Ryan's my boy. So, like, I think he's a good guy. I don't have a problem with him. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Calvin. All this fudge, shaking my head. I don't know about that. Only long term. Yeah, if you're talking about Saitama, if that's what you're on, then yeah, long term is the play right now. What you should do right now, if you're into Saitama, is just relax, chill out, hold on for the long term. If you get this pump right here, and if you can take some profit or make some profit, then do it by all means, and then wait for it to dump. And then as soon as it dumps, get in and get yourself into a better position. But be very careful with what you're doing. And I would never. I mean, I don't want you to pull out completely. Just remember, like, there are a lot of people that don't like what happened, and they have a right to get out. Bobatama, give us a chance to invest too. I got a new video coming out with Bobatama, as a matter of fact. 40% not struggling is it. I don't know what you're saying here. I think if you're saying that because Saitama pumped 40%, then yeah, that's a good thing. But let me let me remind you that your chart looks like this. Like that big up that you're having right there barely even registers. You had bigger ups with fewer catalysts. You had bigger ups with fewer catalysts. You had bigger ups with fewer catalysts. I mean, you have to listen, don't be mad because you're not getting the pump that you want. Don't be mad. Just understand you have a problem and it's going to take a little while to fix it. People don't give a shit about Saitama like they did before. Saitama moves the needle, but it has to do more good things before people are just going to jump back in and ape back in. There's always going to be people because everybody wants Saitama to succeed, but it's got to succeed on its own. It can't. It's got to do a little bit more, and it's got to have a little bit more success. Dojo Swap does cross exchanges. Uniswap doesn't do that. You're exactly right, but nobody cares. If they did, then it wouldn't be down where it is right now. You have to think about it logically. Like, you're right that it does do that, but also you can just go like, if I'm, and let me show you how easy it is for me to make if I'm on Uniswap or I'm on Dojo Swap, I'm going to show you something that is just going to show you how easy this is. Okay, so here I don't want to buy Saitama. All I have to do is go up here and click on, I mean, I can pick wherever the fuck I want to go. Like I can pick, let's go do some trading on Avalanche. Let's see how them titties are doing. Playmates is trading at 672 right now. So let's go check it out. Playmates right here. If I want to make a swap, all I have to do is click right here and disclaimer here. I'm trading. All I have to do is have some Avalanche in my wallet. It's just that easy. Dojo Swap isn't doing anything. If I want to do it on Polygon, then all I have to do is go over here and click on Polygon. And let's say I want to click on Block and I want to do some trading on Block and I want to pick up Blocktopia. Then I can do it right here. And all I got to do is come over here and make the trade again. If I want to go over here and I want to do Chronos, I can go to Chronos and then all I have to do is pick a token and let's go with MMF. Let's take the MMF token and it's $1.24 right now. And I want to buy it. Actually, if I want to buy it, I'm a fucking idiot because Jesus Christ, look how high that's gone. But I could still buy it. So, I mean, again, I keep saying it's like it's not doing anything special. Like that's the point. The point is, the point is they don't have as much of a catalyst as what everybody wants you to think that is involved in the product, and people don't care. So, and it's okay. All you got to do is create another catalyst so that people start caring. That's it. And I wasn't doing that to argue the point, by the way. Just that, it's not a lot of people are high on it. Should we expect another Inu coin run? Just like we saw in October. Yeah, it's going to be in a couple days. Yeah, like I don't know. Let me phrase that. I don't know exactly what date it's going to be. I think we need to sustain a bull run first. But as soon as everybody gets rich off of you can see the pumps that are happening right now in the altcoins. So all of this altcoin money is going to become risk money pretty soon, and people are going to be trying to come in here and do this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's going to have that moment. Bleeves, are you invested in Lily? Yes, I am. I'm invested in Lily. They have Hasbulla, bro. Yeah, that's a baby. So what? They have a baby. Everybody had a baby at one point. I just heard XRP won their case. Is that true? We don't know yet. We're going to find out very soon. But I mean, they should have won a long time ago. The SEC is drawing it out. That's all I can say about it. Real. There you go. Real. UFC contract. Yeah, but he doesn't have a UFC contract. He's a baby. And they have an EFC contract, not a UFC contract. Hasbulla rocks. Yes, he does. All babies rock, but he's still a baby. It's funny you see a lot of bots Lori having a conversation in the comment section. What do you think of CoinView Cap March 30? I love it. I must confess. I make so many sarcastic comments when I see it. Ha ha ha. I hear you. No, man, I love you, bro. Okay. Bobatama sends their love. Bobatama is the shit, man. Bobatama is the shit. And then what about Apollo? I'm not sure about Apollo. Nobody has contacted me to come look at it, so I don't pay attention to their space. I mean, again, like I only have so many hours in my day, and I have a lot of people who want my attention, and I can only give my attention when I can give it. So um, I do what I can. You're also, brother, best person to hope for. I appreciate that, man. I hope you continue to follow me. Weekdays, think about Quack. I don't think about Quack at all. Rich Quack, are you saying? Do you know any pre-sales on BSC? I do not. That's not me. Hasbulla is not a baby. Hasbulla is a baby. Hasbulla is a baby. He's a baby. Baby, 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 baby. Hey, man, he is the coolest baby ever. If he were living in Chicago, he would be my best friend, my baby friend, and I would call him baby, and he would be my baby because he's a baby. Even though he's a grown ass man, he's a baby. He talks like a baby. He walks like a baby. He's a baby. And you could say, well, he's 18 years old. I don't give a shit. I have an 18-year-old baby because he's a baby. I don't see why. That's crazy. Okay, here we go. You want to do it? We're going to do it. All right, man. We're going to do it. We're going to pull up some Hasbulla shit, and you're going to be like, oh, shit, he is a baby because he looks like a baby. This is Hasbulla age. Hasbulla age. Hasbulla NFT. Let's get Hasbulla NFT. Image. That's a baby. That's a baby right there. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. You're little baby. You're the size of a UFC belt. Look at you, baby, baby, baby. Look at that little baby. Look at this little baby over here with a tablet. Who gets on tablets? Grown ass men don't get on tablets. Babies get on tablets, and you do that to shut them up. You know why? Because they're babies. What about this one? He's not really gonna punch. It doesn't hurt. Here, this is a grown ass man next to a baby. See that? It's a baby. He's a baby. He might be your baby, but he's a baby. Oh man, I love giving you grief, man. Dude, I tell you what, I think Hasbulla is probably the coolest icon that Saitama could have. I mean, not at this moment or anything like that, but having this dude on your team is awesome because like I can come out here and call him baby and shit like that. But I mean, Khabib is his best friend. I mean, I mean, I guess they grew up together, or he found him in a, I guess like uh, Hasbulla's parents left him outside of a fire department in a basket or something like that. I don't know what the fuck he did, but like they're buddies, and that's the coolest shit ever. He brought him along, and now he's turning this into an enterprise for himself, and that's just awesome. Because he's a baby, and he's always going to be a baby, and he talks like a baby, and he walks like a baby because he's a baby, even though he's old. Let's go Chicago. You got that right. That's it. He's fun to be around. I bet this dude is the shit. I bet this dude is the shit. I bet you could talk. I bet all day long he fucks with people, and he'll walk up to people and be like, "Dad, goo goo, I lost my mommy," and shit like that, and just fuck with people because he seems like he's pretty fun. You're coming at someone's condition. That's not his condition. That's a condition caused by his parents. It's not his condition. He looks like one of those funny faces from SpongeBob. That's my well, I mean, maybe not that. Yeah, it is. It's completely cool. He's okay with it. Look at him. He's a baby standing next to a grown man. Yeah, it's kind of mean, but he's still a baby. I mean, he's still little. But like I said, he'd be my best friend if I were. I don't know if I were if I were Ukrainian, he'd probably be my best friend too. Oh shit, that means they all live near Chernobyl. That's why he's a baby, because Chernobyl messed up his testosterone. He got Chernobylitis or whatever the fuck they call it, and that's why he doesn't have any testosterone, and that's why he is a perpetual baby. That sucks. I mean, maybe, but that's where Chernobyl is, so I'd like to believe that it's probably something like that, because I understand, is there not another guy who also is a baby that's like his next door neighbor? I mean, how did you get two babies next door to each other? That's some bullshit. That's a baby. You know what I'm saying? There we go. He's from Dagestan. All right. He is 18. He's either 18 or 19. I think people say that he's 18, but I think that he was 18 when he took a picture, but he turned 19 just recently. Radiation is a bitch. Like, I mean, I feel like, how far away is Dagestan from Chernobyl? Abdu Rozik is from Tajikistan. Okay, so why does Abdu hang out with Hasbulla? I mean, they have like baby fights. I mean, because I remember when they had bum fights here in the States a bunch of years ago, people got mad as fuck over that. And then I remember the episode of South Park where Cartman had baby fights, and Hasbulla, I think Hasbulla won that. Oh, so they're not neighbors? I mean, Tajikistan, I don't know where that is. I mean, is it near Ukraine? That sounds more like it's Asian, though. So he's just a baby because he's a baby. All right. You know, the fact that people don't like me saying baby is just weird. But I'm okay with that. All right, guys. It is an hour and 16 minutes. I think we're going to wrap this up. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. All right. So now that I'm done with that, remember this, guys. It's not financial advice. Take your profits on the way up. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And remember, I'm Bleeves, and I'm always right. Take a shot each time he says baby. Y'all be dead in an hour, especially if we're talking Hasbulla. Yeah, that's the guy. They take pictures together. That's what the guy was up here was saying. Like, his name is Abdu Razik, and they're both about the same. So yeah, really, it's really weird why that's happening in multiple. Like, I've never seen that before. So anyway, guys, you have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.